Speaking for the entire county, serving Dillon, Latta, and Lakeview by covering our local news and upcoming events. Please join us now for Chamber Moments.
Hello, welcome to Chamber Moments. I'm Johnny Lors. Today I have as my guest Tabitha James, and Tabitha's here. She wears many, many hats in Dillon County. But today she's going to talk about our farmers market. Yes. And let's talk a little bit about that. It's growing every month.
It's growing every month, every year. We're so excited. So the Dillon County Health Initiative has been helping to host the pop-up farmers market since fall 2016. We did a few trial runs in partnership with the activities that were going on downtown Dillon. At that time, it was a great success. So we then branched off and started doing them every second Monday of the month in the months of May through October. And we're just very excited about the growth and the future of the farmers market.
Tabitha, let's talk about some of our vendors. We have different vendors that come each month. We have some of the same ones, but we also keep adding every month. Is that right?
Every month we keep adding Graham's Produce, W.K. Price Farms, Cotton Blossoms Candles have been some of our just repeat people for a while. I think since the beginning almost, right? And we've had some that have come and tried it out and cycled out because, as we know, farmers markets are big in this area of South Carolina during the year, and sometimes vendors have already committed to other things prior to getting to us. But I am excited about the growth. We had a ground out coffee came, and that was different from us. That was something new. So we're excited. We've had McLeod Health come and set up and talk about the stroke prevention and different health aspects that are impacting our area, and that's been good because that's a big piece of why the farmers market is there, for that community as well as that health awareness.
Is there a charge for the vendor to come?
There is not. If you just let it at this current time, I can't say that that won't shift and change, but at the current time, as long as we are aware that the vendor is coming, we secure their spot.
Okay. Now, I know that you have like different themes, and you've had just recently had Christmas in July, I believe.
We did. We had Christmas in July, then we had National Honey Month, and that was one of the vendors that I left off. That's why I hate naming off folks. Don't forget someone. We had our great honey people there, and they talked about the different ways that honey's produced, why bees are good for the environment, even though they might sting us if we get in their way. And this month is Bring Your Grandparents to the Market Month for Grandparents Month, and we've also highlighted like Farmers Market Week and different things like that. So we like to keep the themes rolling. We're having the Hartsville Bubble guy come back. He was a big hit for the children. So we're excited. We're very excited for all the partnerships we've been able to develop through the farmers market and the greatness that's to come.
And I understand that last year, after one of the surveys you did, folks had said they would like a prepared meal. So have you done anything about that this year?
Yes, we have. Each market, we have at least one food vendor so that people can get prepared meals, as well as if they want to purchase water or some sort of beverage, because that was something we got. And another thing, I may be jumping ship here, but from the surveys, the community wanted it to last a little longer. And so we listened and we extended it. And so now it's from 4 to 7, where in previous years it was from 4 to 6. So we those surveys will be coming back around with some new questions, and we want your feedback this time to community.
And let's tell our viewers how many more markets we have. Just two more.
Two more. We have September, the second Monday in September, and then the second Monday in October will be our finale for this season, and then we'll be back in the spring.
And we're located right downtown in Dillon?
Right downtown in Dillon at the corner of, help me out here, Johnny, West Main and Railroad Avenue, right across from where First Bank is located.
Okay, where the fountain is.
Where the fountain is. There you go. There's a centralized point. Where the fountain is.
Thank you, Tabitha.
My pleasure, Johnny. Thanks for having me.
I'm Johnny Lors with Chamber Moments. Hello, welcome to Chamber Moments. I'm Johnny Lors. Today I have as my guest Erica Jones, and Erica's with Clemson Extension, but she heads up the 4-H program. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, and we're so excited that you're here and to lead our youth. And let's talk about 4-H. What is 4-H?
So 4-H is a positive youth development organization. It's actually the largest youth development organization in the country. It runs through positive mentor relationships. So we have volunteers that lead clubs, and then we also have county 4-H agents like myself that lead workshops, go into schools for in-school enrichment. So there's lots of delivery modes of 4-H and a lot of different project areas for youth to explore.
Now, I know you work Dillon County, but do you work some other counties also?
Yes, ma'am. I actually cover Dillon and Marlborough County.
Okay. Now, is there a certain time of the year when someone needs to sign up for 4-H?
So right now is actually a really exciting time of the year because today our online registration went live. You can sign up to be a member at any time during the year, but today is kind of our big kickoff. We always start our 4-H year in September.
September, kind of like when school starts.
Kind of when school starts, perfect.
Now, if someone would like to contact you, do they email you or do they call you at your office? How do they reach you?
They can reach me either way. My phone number is 803-238-2183, and that's my cell, so you can reach me no matter which county I'm in. And my email is erikaj, that's ERIKAJ, at clemson.edu, or you can come visit me in the office.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about some of the different programs you have with the 4-H, and what age do you have to be?
So 4-H is for ages 5 to 18, which I think is what makes us so versatile. And some things we have coming up are September 20th, I'm actually having a cooking workshop at the Dillon office. So while the kids have an in-service day, they can come hang out with me and learn how to cook like a chef. And then the 21st, we have a general 4-H club meeting at 10 a.m. That's called Cypress Pond 4-H, and they meet in Latta.
Latta, okay. And how many students can you have at any one time?
Some workshops are capped just because of space and supplies. So the cooking club actually does have a cap, that cooking workshop. I'm putting that one at 16, that was what I decided. And then the Latta General Club is open to anybody, so we can take unlimited numbers for that one.
Now, what are some of your favorite programs with 4-H?
I have a soft spot for the horse program.
That's right.
That's what I grew up in. I was a 4-H'er for 10 years in Lexington County. And then I also worked in the state office as an intern when I was in college on Clemson's campus. I learned a lot about healthy lifestyles and the Pinckney Leadership Program. So I definitely have a soft spot for Pinckney and the horse program.
Okay. And I know you've been doing a lot with plants with the Dillon County Healthy Initiative too.
Yes. I also really enjoyed gardening after today and after the spring plant distribution. I got some good bell peppers from that.
Okay. Let's tell our viewers again your email and your phone number, how they can reach you.
That email again was erikaj@clemson.edu, and the phone number was 803-238-2183.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Johnny Lewis with Chamber Moments. Hello, welcome to Chamber Moments. I'm Johnny Lewis. Today I have as my guest Craig Lightfoot, and Craig is with a program that's kind of new, but it's been around for a while. And he's in Dillon County with Man to Man. Hello, Craig. How are you?
Hello, Ms. Lewis.
Let's talk a little bit about what Man to Man is.
Man to Man is an 18-month nonprofit program that works with men to reposition men to become responsible.
And how do they hear about your program? How do they become part of your program?
We mainly work off of a referral system. Individuals that participate in our program, they're referred through the local county family court system. But we also have those that are volunteering. We also have a partnership with the Department of Social Services that are able to come in our program as well.
How often does the program meet?
It depends on the location. We serve 5 counties right now. Each area has a meeting on once a month. Once a week, I'm sorry. But the program, individuals come in the program, they have the opportunity to be in the program 18 months. And through that time, that individual becomes a part of the curriculum, the services that we provide. We provide parenting, co-parenting services, healthy relationships, economic stability, and the individual have the luxury of participating in our boot camp.
Okay. And it usually is 18 months.
Yes.
Now, are they in it for the whole 18 months? That you want them invested, right? You
Yes.
want them to be a part of it.
Absolutely. But before that, a lot of them, they complete the curriculum, and they end up finding employment before the 18 months. Yeah.
Okay. And you said that you also help with employment. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, we have partnerships throughout the 5-county network. And when an individual goes through the boot camp, the 20-hour boot camp, along with SC Works registration and the WIN system, he becomes eligible for employment. We have partnerships with companies such as Harbor Freight, Purdue, Performance Food, various industries in the area. Once those individuals complete those tasks, they're eligible for employment.
Now, you go out and you also meet with the different industries and businesses in Dillon County. I'm sure that you meet to try to talk and see how many positions are available and offer the people that are in your program. Is that right? Is that what you help do?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm here once a week now. I'm trying to gain more traction now, so I can, kind of know more of the industry, more lay of the land in this area, to get more people hired.
How large is your groups?
Normally an hour and a half. Sometimes they can go over because individuals, they become so relaxed in the group until they want to stay longer.
Okay. So, and about how many are usually in the group at a time?
It depends on the location. Right here in Dillon, they may have up to 25 to 30 people. Yes.
That's a large group.
That's a large, good group.
And everything they say in that group is confidential,
Confidential. We are a we are a confidential program. Nothing leaves outside of our area.
Okay. If somebody would like to contact you about your groups or contact you, say an employer in town would like to meet with you, how would they reach you?
They reach me by my cell phone number as an employment developer, 843-409-3629, or you can reach us on Facebook, Man-to-Man Fatherhood Initiative. And that will lead straight to several of our co-workers.
Okay.
And someone will contact you.
Yeah. And you meet with the person individually. They just don't automatically get thrown into a group, do they? You kind of meet with them first and kind of find out where they're from and stuff and what's going on in their lives.
What happens is when we get the referral, we contact the individual. The individual comes in, we conduct an assessment. And through that assessment, we tell them what we expect of them and what they should expect from us. And we give them the lay of the program. And that gives them the opportunity to decide if this is something that they want to do. So.
Okay. I heard you mention just a little earlier about volunteers. Are you seeking volunteers?
Volunteers as in participant volunteers, but people can always come in and volunteer as well.
Okay. If people wanted to make donations to you, could they do that?
Absolutely.
And how would they go about doing that?
They can contact me or, like I said, contact our website, and someone will get in touch with them.
Okay. Let's give our viewers once again your telephone numbers and your website.
Okay, my number is 843-409-3629, or you can reach us on Facebook at Man-to-Man Fatherhood Initiative.
Okay, thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
I'm Johnny Lures with Chamber Moments. Hello, welcome to Chamber Moments. I'm Johnny Lures. Today I have as my guest Miss Tabitha James, and Tabitha is here with Christmas on the Boulevard that's going to be held in Lakeview again this year. Hello, Tabitha.
Hello, Johnny. Nice to see you. Long time no see.
I know. Well, you have been very busy, and I know people say it's too early to start planning for Christmas, but it's not. No, it's not.
We'll be here before we know it.
That's right. Let's talk a little bit about Christmas on the Boulevard in Lakeview. I'm excited.
Christmas on the Boulevard is our big festival in Lakeview. We've had it every year for a long time. It is growing every year with great vendors. You can come out and do some Christmas shopping, spend some time with family, get some good eats because we have a lot of good food vendors there, and then watch the parade.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that. That follows very closely behind, right about 3 o'clock.
Around 3 o'clock, yep.
Now, when you're talking about the vendors, what type of vendors are they going to have again this year? And
we have artisans, we have people creating wreaths and different items for Christmas because it's at the beginning of the month. So if you haven't done your decorating yet, you can definitely come out and get some things like that. Food vendors, as I mentioned, we have some different clothing and apparel vendors, vinyl, so you can get your cups customized and get t-shirts and all kind of great things, and then some sweets and goodies. Yeah.
And I understand that Santa is kind of schedule to come in?
Santa's coming. Santa will be there. He'll be available for pictures. He'll be walking around talking to folks, be good kids, and then he will be in the parade.
Okay. Now, we are very fortunate in Lakeview that we have the community center. Is the community center going to be part of the festival this year?
It is. There are going to be some vendors that will choose to be inside, as well as a seating area. So if you get some really good food and it's just too much to walk and eat, you can come on into the community center, sit down with your family and friends and congregate and eat your lunch, and then go back outside. We're hoping for really good weather. In the case that there is inclement weather, the event is still going on, and a lot of it will then be inside. But,
okay. Now, with the vendors, if we have somebody that's watching and they would have some different items they would like to set up for, how do they receive an application?
you can receive an application by calling our town hall in Lakeview. The number is 843-759-2861. You can also visit the Lakeview Events and Festivals Facebook page and request an application that way.
Okay. The date and the times.
The date and the time. The event is Saturday, December 7th, beginning at 10 a.m. If you're a vendor, you are able to set up as early as 7 a.m. Yes.
Okay. And then we don't want anybody to leave until they see the Christmas parade.
Don't leave until after
Right.
parade. So you just mark off your calendar for all day in Lakeview.
Okay. Thank you, Tabitha.
Thank you, Johnny.
I'm Johnny Lors with Chamber Moments. Hello, welcome to Chamber Moments. I'm Johnny Lors. Today I have as my guest Don Lors, a local meteorologist. Hello, Don. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Let's talk about hurricane season, because I know we're right in the middle of it. You know, we don't need to let our guard down. Is that right?
That's right. We've already had Dorian to deal with, and now we have the rest of hurricane season to deal with, so certainly don't want to let our guard down. The peak of hurricane season is in September, so we're, like you said, we're right in the heart of it right now, and it actually runs until November 30th. Usually by the second week of October, things are beginning to wind down. One of the famous late storms across this part of the country was Hurricane Hazel in 1954. That was around October 16th when it came in. So hurricane season can last a good long while into the fall, but September historically is the busiest month of all the months.
Okay. With it being hurricane season, what do we need to be prepared for?
During hurricane season, you want to be prepared for a storm that could cause a few different problems. The big problems that we usually deal with here in Dillon County and Marion County would be power outages because of downed trees and power lines, and flooding because of very heavy rain. Those are the two main elements that we work with most during hurricanes. And with some of the hurricanes we've seen recently, we've seen the extreme end of both of that. We saw widespread total power outages with hurricanes Florence and Matthew, and some of the worst flooding we've ever seen in recorded history here from those storms as well. So I think we got a good taste of what can happen during a hurricane. I think people take them very seriously now. The important thing is if you run through a storm or two that turns away, or a storm or two that doesn't cause much problem, it's easy to let that make you be kind of lackadaisical about the next one. You never want to be in that situation. You always want to remember what the big storms have done. Not that every storm is going to be a Matthew or every storm is going to be a Florence, but you got to listen to what's being predicted. Kind of take what could reasonably be the worst case scenario and plan for that. And if you're over prepared, that's much better than having it come and then you're flat-footed and unprepared. I remember Dr. Bob Sheets with the Hurricane Center years ago told me that he looks at preparation and evacuation, things like that, trying to put yourself in a better spot, the same as buying a life insurance policy. And he said he never heard of anybody buy a life insurance policy, then wake up the next day and be mad because they didn't die last night. So you want to be prepared, and if you over prepare and you get to wind down and not have it come, count that as a blessing.
Okay. I've noticed a lot of people have talked about this recent storm we've had, that they said, oh, it's not going to be as bad. It's been downgraded to like a 3 and everything like that. That's pretty significant, a hurricane at a 3, isn't it?
If any tropical storm or hurricane can be a huge problem. Both can cause power outages, both can cause flooding. Some of the worst flooding tropical systems in history have been weak hurricanes and tropical storms that weren't even a hurricane. So don't focus too much on the category of the storm. The category of the storm probably matters even more for coastal areas because it's tied into the storm surge and how big that tide will be when it comes in with the storm's landfall. But even that, sometimes the storms have a way of remembering if they were once a category 3 or 4, the water's turned up and kind of is still in that heavy mode, even though the category might have dropped a category or 2. The surge exceeds what you would normally expect with that storm. So you gotta just trust the forecasters and the emergency preparedness folks who are responding to the forecast and trust that they're making good judgments and go with them. If you try to second guess and so forth, then you can dig yourself into a trouble spot that's hard to get out of. I remember just with this past storm, I remember one of the local folks, Ed Piotrowski on Channel 15. He said, no amount of wishing or hunches or this or that is going to change the path of the storm. It's going to be what it is, and it's best to be prepared.
Okay. And the best way to prepare?
Best way to prepare is to have what you need for a 2, 3, or 4 day period without power. We've seen that come into play many times, and what you want to do for that is either have access to a generator if you want to keep things going in your house, like the refrigerator or freezer or a few lights. If you're able to do without and absorb that loss and willing to do that without a generator, then at least have some battery-powered flashlights and things like that to have a way to navigate during the dark periods. Also, of course, enough food and water to get through a 3 or 4 day period that the store's being open. And the other things you want to do is kind of know your history of where you live. If you've been in that same house for a while and you've been through Matthew and you've been through Florence, you kind of know the upper end of the flood potential for where you're at. So you have a good sense of whether you would need to stay or leave in a situation like that. But just try to make smart decisions and not base them on what you wish was going to happen, but what you think is what the people are telling you is most likely. And
with the animals, you need to take precautions and special arrangements for your animals.
Absolutely, especially if you're planning to evacuate. A bad situation that comes up with a lot of hurricanes is people that end up leaving and think they have no option just to let the pets run wild, and then the pets get out of sync because of the wild weather, and they lose track of where they are, and you end up with a bunch of homeless dogs and cats that don't know where they belong. So if you are going to evacuate, make sure you have a plan to where would your pet go and so forth, because most shelters don't accept pets. So if you're going to go to a shelter, you have to find something else to do with your pet.
Okay, thank you, Don.
You're welcome.
I'm Johnny Lewis with Chamber Moment.